This above all else, to thine own self be true, and then it must follow as night follows day, thou canst not be false with any man. Shakespeare.
Yo, Elliot!
So today's question from my Instagram DM comes from our friend Tay Dad Dreadhead, he calls himself, and he says here, "Hey Mr. Elliott, how can one stand his ground respectfully in areas of life via relationships, family, work, and school?" So my man, the very first thing I would point out in your question is that standing your ground and its relationship to other people need to be divided. Many times we think in terms of where we stand in relation to how other people perceive our stance, or in relationship to contrast with other people's stance, or in confrontation with other people's stance. But what needs to be established first is your stance, your ground, your belief. Your knowing thyself is first, foremost, primary, foundational, and means way more than anything else. You must know thyself, trust thyself, believe in thyself if you're ever going to stand firm in self. When you are in that state of being, of standing in your own ground, rooted in your own truth, then when other people offer their contrast, or other people choose not to receive your stance, or other people compare you to their stance, or you compare yourself to where other people stand, it matters not, because you are grounded in your own truth. Now, we live in a world that causes us, forces us, conditions us to look outside ourselves for answers. This is normal and natural based on the conditioning we've received. Meaning that where I stand is never good enough because I need reference for that to be validated. I need to have scientific research. I need the approval of my parents. I need, like you say, relationships, friends, family, school, and work. I need other people, other circumstances, other reflections to show me my worth. This is the fall of man. This is where we lose ourselves, and this is where we get knocked off of our ground, my man. It is never our job to get anyone else to believe in, trust, or accept our stance. It's never our job to be right. It is always our job to be true. Big difference. Great distinction between what is right and what is true, right? Because what is right can change from moment to moment, from generation to generation. There are times when certain ways of being are right and true, like slavery was right in the United States at a particular time. It was lawful. Does it mean it's true? No. Rightness always comes from what the establishment or the masses offer. Truth always comes from your inner being, your God self, you, your genius, your intuition. Now, you must think of this in terms of yourself and other. Oftentimes, our wanting to hold our ground and to keep our positioning, we try to knock other people off of their positioning. If you're being yourself and being your truth and trusting in that, you have no desire to push anybody else off of their truth or try to bring them onto your truth with your rightness, with your righteousness. In the same way that we seek to rise above the righteousness of those who want to keep us trapped in their paradigm, is in the same way that we have to respect people where they are. Once again, their truth rather than rightness or righteousness. Right and wrong is one of these traps that have caused us to judge ourselves and to judge others. Right and wrong, black and white, 3D consciousness is what keeps us in the prison of fear based on contrast. Truth and untruth is the barometer by which the new world will be measured. And truth is individual. Truth is based on perspective. So, my man, the most important thing for you to do in this day is to explore, trust, and stand your ground, no matter how wrong you might be, because it is your truth. And to allow others the opportunity to be where they are, even if it is in conflict with you, by not pushing up against them, allowing them to stand or wobble where they are, and sending blessings in their way that one day they may be able to stand as firm as you, dude, done.